In the first 7 minutes on ABC 17 News at 10, I'm tracking the last of a few showers plus a nice day for tomorrow before more rain moves in. I'll show you the latest future track with all those changes.
And I look through the City of Columbia's late utility fee records, find out how much the waived fees have cost the city since September.
Plus, local law enforcement tell us how they feel about the Second Amendment Preservation Act and its restrictions on how federal gun laws are enforced.
ABC 17 News at 10 on KMIZ starts now.
Rain is moving out of mid-Missouri, shuffling in some cooler temperatures. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Deborah Kendrick.
And I'm Lucas Geisler. STORMTRACK Chief Meteorologist Jessica Heffner is tracking the cooler temperatures from the Weather Center. Jessica, tomorrow's cool down will be short-lived as hot temperatures return Friday.
Yeah, I'm tracking the last of a few showers tonight. We are likely going to be dry for tomorrow, and things will cool down just a little bit before that heat returns Friday. Here's a look at the radar tonight. Most of us are dry at this point with just a couple spotty showers left over as our front moves through. A little bit of light rain moving through just north of Columbia. Hallsville will likely get some of those showers. Also, portions of eastern Callaway and parts of Montgomery County getting a little bit of rain. Not seeing much lightning left over, though, and things will continue to dry out late tonight. We are still in the 70s right now, about 77 in Columbia and California, 79 in Jefferson City, and down to about 78 in Fulton. We're dropping down to about 68 degrees overnight. We're going to continue to hold on to that cloud cover at least until midday tomorrow. We're going to see highs getting up into the mid-80s, but it's going to be a little more comfortable with lower humidity, at least for one day. By Friday, I'm tracking some hot temperatures, and then by Friday night, we'll have another chance of showers and storms, and it looks like that rain is going to be holding on through much of the weekend. I'll be tracking that and how much rainfall we can expect over the weekend in my full forecast.
The City of Columbia says it will bring back late fees on utility payments.
ABC 17's Zach Boetto is live from City Hall after talking with city officials. Zach, those late fees start back up again next month.
Yeah, Lucas, Deb, starting August 1st, those late fees will be hitting your utility bill if you don't pay on time. The city says it's time to bring back accountability, but others say it's still too soon. After pausing residential and commercial utility late fees at the beginning of a state of emergency in April of last year to help customers with the financial burdens of the pandemic, the City of Columbia announced today it will restart those late fees next month. If you don't get your utility bills paid on time, it could run you an extra $30 for the city to come and shut off your power, then another $60 to have them turn it back on.
With the state of emergency being lifted at the end of May and with a lot of things coming back to normal, we felt this was the right time to bring that back.
We got our hands on the city's delinquent utility accounts from September 2020 to June of this year, and records show at one point there were nearly 6,000 customers late on payments, leaving the city in the dark on nearly $3.6 million. At last check on June 22nd, there were 4,244 customers late on payments, costing the city $756,740. Throughout the pandemic, however, organizations donated cash to the city's utility customers to help keep the lights on. Just over $1 million was donated in total. Columbia resident JAYLEN Lewis says it's still too soon for those struggling.
With that late fee, that person is able to save some money for background so they can buy clothes, food, or buy Pampers for their baby or anything. That would help a lot.
Lucas, Deb, these late fees will only be attached to utility bills that are issued after August 1st, and the city says it does have programs for those who are struggling or need assistance to pay their utility bill. Reporting live from downtown Columbia, Zach Boetto, ABC 17 News.
All right, Zach, thank you. Customers get a late fee 20 days after a bill is issued. Disconnection notice goes out 30 days after that. The Columbia Boone County Health Department released a new health advisory today.
It recommends but does not require residents and businesses to wear masks while indoors. We spoke with one resident this afternoon who works as a cashier at Walmart, and she tells us she never took her mask off because of her close contact with customers.
I feel it's the proper thing to do in today's day and age. Keep that mask in place when around others, social distance, sanitize.
And we also spoke with another Columbia resident who says he thinks it will be tough sell to get folks to put their masks back on. 56 new virus infections were reported today. According to the Boone County Health Director, Stephanie Browning, reported cases have tripled since June 21st. 70 people are being hospitalized for COVID-19, and 24 of which are currently in intensive care.
The Cole County Health Department reported 40 new cases today. Health leaders we spoke with say 31 of today's cases come from unvaccinated residents. We're told that the majority of cases are in people between the ages of 20 to 25. At least 65 breakthrough infections have been reported in Cole County. That's when a fully vaccinated person tests positive for the virus. Health officials say breakthrough infections can and will happen, but getting the vaccine will significantly reduce the risk for severe illness. Today, Governor Mike Parson signed a bill into law that protects Missouri businesses from COVID-19 liability lawsuits.
Senate Bill 51 protects businesses from lawsuits related to COVID-19 as long as they follow local guidelines. The sponsor of this bill said he wants to protect four main groups: small businesses, schools, healthcare workers, and religious institutions. Under the new law, no employee or customer can sue a business if they catch the coronavirus there, unless they can prove the business caused it through willful misconduct. More than 800 businesses and organizations in Missouri signed a letter from the Missouri Chamber of Commerce supporting this legislation. However, AARP Missouri and Missouri Association of Trial Lawyers have spoken out against the bill, or they say protects bad actors.
And with this legislation, it makes it really, really difficult to prove that the loss of a loved one, for example, was the result of malicious or willful misconduct on the part of the nursing home. That's a really high bar.
This bill really does those things. It holds bad actors accountable, but those companies that are really just trying to do their best, those entities, they're protected.
Also at today's bill signing, Governor Parson was asked if the state's considering vaccine incentives. Here's what he had to say.
We are. We're working on that right now. And let me be clear about it. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I also want to move the needle in the state. If it helps, I think we need to try it. But the one thing I want to be clear about it, we have to be able to evaluate that to see if it's really working.
For the ABC 17 News question of the day, we asked what your thoughts were about vaccine incentives. 62% of you say the state should not offer vaccine incentives, excuse me. If you'd like to comment on today's question of the day or vote on our upcoming polls, visit our website, abc17news.com.
Jackson County has joined a lawsuit challenging a new state gun law. County legislators voted 5-3 yesterday in favor of joining St. Louis City and County in the suit. The law passed last month bans state and local law enforcement officers from enforcing federal gun rules. Supporters of the lawsuit argue the new law is unconstitutional and will prevent local authorities from working with federal agents in gun-related cases, while critics say they're concerned about possible new gun restrictions from the White House. And law enforcement in Missouri are unsure of how that new law, also known as the Second Amendment Preservation Act, will affect their departments.
ABC 17's Layla Mitchell is live after talking with law enforcement about this law. Layla, many agencies told you at this time they feel like they just don't have enough information on how it will affect their agencies.
Yeah, Devin, Lucas, so like you said, law enforcement agencies I spoke with today were just unsure about how the new law would affect them, and many I reached out to didn't even want to comment at all. Now, some agencies told me they have suspended their participation with federal task forces. The new law, the Second Amendment Preservation Act, would put a $50,000 fine on any state or local enforcement agency who enforces a federal gun law against any law-abiding citizen. Eric Knox, the Benton County Sheriff, told me the Constitution is very important to the agency, but it did have some concerns with the law.
As the sheriffs, we understand what the framers were trying to do, but at the end of the day, this may hinder the ability to do some of what we do in law enforcement.
Boone County Sheriff Captain Lear, who did not want to go on camera, said the office is currently working with its legal team to understand the impact the law will have on the department. Captain John Hotz with the Missouri State Highway Patrol said its members will continue to serve on federal task forces except where the primary focus is weapons violations. Dale Roberts, attorney and former Columbia Police Association director, was one of the people who worked on the law.
A federal agent must act all by himself or herself, and they're not going to be able to get local law enforcement to assist them, which is something they've always done.
Roberts told me he understands why law enforcement would be hesitant with the law if they didn't understand it.
The vast majority of the officers I knew with the Columbia Police Department would say the same thing. You know, they support the Second Amendment, but at the same time, they see gun crimes in Columbia in the news nightly.
And there's still no hearing date set in that lawsuit against the state.
Layla, thank you. A wrongful death lawsuit has been filed in the death of a Jefferson City construction worker. The parents of Jacob Shrimp filed the suit against the contractors and property owners yesterday. The 31-year-old was killed when a retaining wall at the new Courtyard Marriott on Missouri Boulevard collapsed during construction in January of 2020. The lawsuit claims the defendants failed to take proper precautions and stacked too many stone blocks on top of each other, creating unsafe working conditions. Shrimp's family is calling for a jury trial and damages. At last check, no hearings have been scheduled.
Coming up on ABC 17 News at 9 on Fox 22 KQFX, where the news comes first.
Tropical storm ELSA made landfall in Florida this morning and is now pushing east. After the break, the STORMTRACK weather team will bring you the latest track of the storm.
Plus, several more bodies were recovered from the rubble of a South Florida condo collapse. Coming up, we'll bring you the latest from first responders there.
And after